Alright, so Dwayne Johnson is going to be starring in a brand new psychological thriller from A24 titled Breakthrough. And you know, the moment this came across my screen as I was scrolling, I was extremely fascinated by this idea. So the source for this news is Deadline, and I'm going to read through this article for you guys and then we're going to discuss it afterwards. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump right into this. It says Dwayne Johnson re-teaming with A24 on a psychological thriller Breakthrough. All right, exclusive. After working with A24 on The Smashing Machine, which I can't wait to release, okay, the anticipated MMA drama later this year, Dwayne Johnson is looking to get back in business with the studio. Sources tell Deadline that he's come aboard to co-star, okay, so he's not our main lead, but he is co-starring in Breakthrough, a psychological thriller penned by up-and-comer Zeke Goodman. Now, I'm not familiar with Zeke Goodman's work. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Set in turn of the millennium, Southern California, the story follows an alienated young man who comes under the influence of a motivational guru whose intoxicating charm masks his morally questionable methods of manipulation and his own concealed darkness. We're told Johnson will play the supporting role of the guru, with casting still underway for the lead role and other supporting parts. Now, there's no director on the project yet, it says, but it will be produced and financed by A24, Stacey Shear, Penny Productions, blah blah blah, all this extra stuff that is not really that relevant to the overall story. That being that Dwayne Johnson is going to be partnering with A24 for a new psychological thriller, the title being Breakthrough. Now, as a concept, this sounds fantastic, which is why I wanted to make a video on this. The fact that Dwayne Johnson, you know, that look that he has, this big brolic dude with the bald head, it's going to be the perfect look for a motivational guru. It says there that that's going to be the role that he is playing as the co-star, with, I can only guess, the lead of this film being one of his victims that falls victim to his motivational guru-ness inside of this film. Now, as I've stated plenty of times on the channel, psychological thriller is my favorite genre. So with an idea like this, I think there's a lot that you can do here. You know, it sounds sort of like the Andrew Tate type of person where, you know, he has this university online that people subscribe to, and then he gives you pretty much just motivational life advice and he makes a ton of money off of you. It seems like we're going to be getting something similar to that here, or more specifically, we're going to be getting a cult here that is ran by this motivational guru, which we've seen plenty of times throughout history. There's real life events that you can go search up about these types of things, which I'm guessing is where the psychological thriller element is going to come into this film. Now, going forward, I'll cover any more news that comes out about this on the channel. Of course, this was kind of our first news here out of Deadline, so there isn't too much to go on other than him being casted here. But once we get, you know, that official teaser, that official trailer, or any more news, you know, once we find out the lead for this film, it's just going to slowly build us up into what is hopefully a fantastic psychological thriller. Of course, it did mention there in the article that he is going to be starring in The Smashing Machine. I can't wait to see that film in theaters. That looks fantastic. I'm a huge MMA fan, a huge UFC fan to be more specific, so getting to see The Rock play, you know, an MMA legend in a film and his life story, that's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to see that in theaters. But as far as the news for today about this upcoming psychological thriller, those are my thoughts on this news, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on this upcoming Breakthrough film down in the comment section down below. If you don't know what I do here on Demigod ENT, I do film and TV reactions and reviews and other movie-based content. So if you're interested in this movie-based content, in the right place, hit subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.